Okay, so today is the Rocky Mountain Half Marathon in Canmore. I'm only doing the 10k because it's 2 weeks out from Montreal. So I'm just about to start my warm-up. It's a glorious day. I'd like to get under 35. I want to build into it this time. Like, I haven't properly done that yet. And so I really don't want to go off too hard. Okay, let's get the warm-up done. Okay, so I thought I'd try something a little bit different on this one, and I thought I would show you my footage of the race that I took from my Insta 360 Go2. I'll speed it up at certain points, but as you can see, this is the start here, and I got straight out the gate glorious views, and immediately I knew that this was going to be a race where I was probably going to be out on my own, and so it's going to be a race against the clock. I didn't want to go out too hard. I wanted to build into this one, and I wanted to do maybe sort of 5:40 a mile for the first couple of miles and then see if I could speed up from there. And already on this corner I have a quick look back and I can see that the second guy is already a little bit behind, and so I knew that I needed to relax. My pace at this point was 5:23 a mile, and so I thought, just relax, make sure the first mile is not too fast, build into this and take your time. So as you can see, the course at this point is pretty flat. It's on pavement and it was nice, easy going. We are at elevation, 5,000 feet, but I was feeling pretty good at this stage. Who's your man? Who's my man? Who's your man? That boy up there? Yep. Thanks. Yep, you bet. Have a good run. So a huge shout out to this lead cyclist. He was amazing. He took me all the way around, and you'll see later that he really had to do some crowd control. But at this point I had the road to myself. It was nice and straight, it was nice and flat, and I was enjoying cruising along, and we're not yet at the first mile. Amazing views, as you can see. Those are the Three Sisters, which are the mountains which dominate Canmore, and just enjoying myself cruising along on a nice flat straight bit of road at this stage. .536. So first mile out of the way in 5:36, which is 3:29 a kilometre pace, and that was right in the zone of where I wanted to be. Most importantly though, I was really relaxed and not pushing and just building into the race, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So we're coming up to the second mile of this race, and this is where the gravel started to hit. So you can see underfoot, this is quite gravelly, a bit bumpy, and we were on these types of paths for about 50% of the race. So I think with those little micro slips every time you try and push off, I do think I would have been a little bit faster had we not had any gravel. And then at this point we push under the river, under the bridge, and that's the bridge that we go over with about a kilometre to go at the end. So I pushed up this hill, and then once I got to the top I knew it was flat and gravelly for quite some time, so I wanted to really hit the pace here and make sure that I was still feeling relaxed and strong but still pushing it. Quick look behind from my friend the cyclist there, just to make sure I was still with him, which I was just. Second mile in 5:40, which was slower than the first mile, but I wasn't concerned at this point. The second mile had a lot of gravel in it and a little hill, so I was still in control, still pushing, and I was still faster than marathon pace, which is really where I wanted to end up. Now this bit was really nice. It was gravel still, but it was flat and it was straight, and so I was really trying to just operate here. I was trying to make sure that I was relaxed, operating at the pace I needed to be without expending too much energy. So finally, and this is about just before 5k, so just coming up to 3 miles, we got back onto some road,
and I really felt like this was the point at which to start picking things up and see if I could push the pace on just a little bit. Again, when you're in the lead of a race, I don't want to do anything stupid and blow up, but I felt like I had the ability to just pick the pace up a little bit, and I had a little bit of extra spring in my legs from this point on. So the half marathon started half an hour before us, and so these were the half marathon runners coming the other way, and I'm going to be coming back this way in about 10 minutes. And so this was really good fun to see everyone coming the other way, and I got some seriously good encouragement from everyone coming the other way. Mile 3 was 5:37, which is 3:29 a kilometre, and I got to say, when you've hit halfway in a 10k, you can really start to unleash. On this course though, we had the gravel came back, and we hit some trail really along the way here, and so it was a bit difficult to keep the pace on this section. So I wanted to just keep working on feeling relaxed, making sure my form wasn't falling apart, and making sure that I still had good leg turnover, and really just trying to operate at the pace that I wanted to operate at.
Thank you.
So at this point, my friend the cyclist was working overtime. You can hear him ringing his bell. These are the half marathon runners that I'm overtaking, and he's really doing a great job of crowd control here, keeping people to the right, and everyone kept to the right, which was really good. I was still on the gravel here, and it got a little bit crowded at this point just before we turned left, but I got through the crowd pretty decently, and then once I turned left, we were back on the road, and so I really wanted to power on and make sure that I had made up for a bit of the lost time by running on the gravel, uphill, and a few of the crowds there. So at this point I was thinking I was going to cruise on nice and happily. So we're just going to turn the corner here, and on the left hand side you can see the people running towards me. They're my competitors in the 10k race. They're about a mile behind me there, and a lot of them were encouraging me, which was really helpful. The people on the right are the half marathon runners who I'm overtaking. They started a little bit earlier than me, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people in the race, and it's really good. There's a great atmosphere and tons of people around. This is where I hit mile 4, and I was back on the gravel again. Mile 4 was 5:39, which was about the same pace that I'd been running the whole way. But honestly, I was really encouraged by that, because a lot of that mile had been on the gravel, a lot of that mile had been slightly uphill, and so to do 5:39 at that point, I was really encouraged, and I was still feeling strong, still feeling good.
You go!
Thank you.
So once again, my lead cyclist was earning his money there. He was under crowd control duties. He was keeping people over to the right. Again, it's difficult for people, I think, to realise what's happening, and so people are sort of inadvertently getting in the way, but that's okay. I think my lead cyclist missed his calling as a bouncer or a police officer or something like that. He did a great job. What an incredible view though. You won't find a more scenic race anywhere in the world, I don't think. Fans of the show The Last of Us might recognise this bridge that I'm about to go over. Canmore was heavily featured in The Last of Us, and there's, I think, Jackson, Wyoming. They filmed that here. And then my camera ran out of batteries.
So my little Insta 360 Go ran out of juice at about 4.5 miles. So I didn't get to finish there, which is a bit annoying. I did 34:32, which I am very happy with. I'd say like 50% of the course was on gravel, and they're like lots of tight turns. I'm happy with that. That was faster than marathon pace. All in all, I'm really happy with that run. 34:32. I felt strong. I felt in control, and never felt any level of sort of discomfort at all. So we are really getting down to the short strokes now. 14 days. That's 10 runs left maybe. I'm really getting excited. So thanks for following along on the journey. A lot of the comments that people have left have been amazingly supportive. I really appreciate that. Who says the internet is full of trolls? You guys are amazing. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please mash the like button, and I'll see you very soon.